whether or not this works. Let's this guy's on. 2, 1, and we're off. Okay. So we are also, this also creaks like a little bit before anything gets started. Which oh shit, I turned this up way too much. Too much. 2.4, 2.5 is pretty good. We're also going to try simulcasting this to Instagram. So if you guys are watching from IG, let me know. Or another treadmill stream. So let's do this. Okay. I also got to put a thumbnail on here. I feel like that does a lot better. Today we are going to be updating our Nikon ZRs to the new firmware. Give me 1 second. Gonna get this part ready. YouTube Studio. Content. Live. It has that stupid, dung-looking thumbnail that I always have and I don't know how to fix. Showing a blank image. Huh, weird. And version 1.0. All right, let's see how that looks. Lori, I'm doing great. Oh, I wonder, does it consolidate all the comments from Instagram and YouTube Live here? Oh, live, what up? Yep, we are doing our cardio again. So again, we're at the treadmill streams. If you guys are on Instagram, I do something called the treadmill stream on YouTube where when I need to do cardio, I just do this. Looking at the ZR, does it only take CF Express Type B cards? Technically, no. It does take on micro SD cards, the really, really tiny ones that you put like in GoPros and then like dash cams. But no, it does have 2 card slots, technically speaking. 1 second. I tried to send photos to somebody, and it only sent a blank image. Yeah, we're just walking around today. Spencer, I guess, has a new video. Mac Chaudhry, I appreciate you. You are single-handedly funding my lifestyle by sending in super chats. Good morning to you as well, sir. Also, that matching short and button-down set you had in your latest video was dope. Oh, thank you, man. I have outfits that I only wear when I go on vacation, specifically when I go to Ghana, and I never wear them in videos. And maybe I should one of these days, because all of it's like vacation wear. Like, it's always like lounge stuff, so I'm gonna let a couple more people pile in because I haven't updated my Nikon ZR, so I'm gonna actually do it live on stream, and we can go through some of the features together. Just upgraded my GPU on my PC rig. Should have better DaVinci Resolve performance, faster rendering. Oh, let's go. I gotta do that. I heard the new MacBooks are coming out soon. Like, I heard they're coming out in the next couple days. So I want to see what that's like because I still have an M1 Pro Max. Sorry, I'm just making fun of Cam real quick because he deserves it. Feel you got some style. I'm okay. I don't do too well. I don't do too bad. I could do better. I think one thing I want to try to figure out, especially as we're trying to, slim down, we're doing our cardio. I'm still technically fasted. I had 4 cherries this morning. I will have like regular food later. Is I want to explore fashion a little bit. I feel like I'm so used to wearing like set clothing all the time, but now that I'm more in like the content creation space, like what you look like kind of makes a little bit more of a difference. And I want to try to explore fashion. Also, if that is what's happening right now. I guess that is what's happening right now. I'm trying to figure this out, but hang on. So right now, what's happening is I'm trying to get this live stream on Instagram to work, but also it's like really weirdly putting me in a weird orientation. So wait, is cardio part of the Nikon Z8 update? I think cardio should be part of everyone's procedure, mostly because like it's wintertime here in Canada. So I could either get 0 steps a day, stay inside, eat like crap, gain a bunch of weight during the winter, or I want to see if this Instagram key actually looks good now. There you go. Go live. I think that was how it works, but I could do that, or I can, get my baseline of activity, gym 4 days a week, cardio every day. And when it's summertime, you don't feel like you're like coming out of hibernation when you want to go for a walk. Sankin CSM1, what are your guys' thoughts on the mini shoddy mic? I've never used one. I got to try that out. If you update, you want to give your old one, so you give it to me. I'm probably going to sell this one to buy another one. I'm going to try my best this year to buy as little gear as possible. Mostly because right now, even now, I still have to make like pretty harsh decisions on what gear I keep and which gear I don't keep. So I'm trying to make all that make sense. Hang on 1 second. I wonder if I'm trying to make this thing also work on an Instagram screen. Because right now I'm seeing it on here, but it's shooting an open gate, but in the vertical stream, it's not showing up, and I want to see if I can get it to. And then we'll do the Nikon stuff, like right after that. So if that works. And also, again, if you guys are on... Oh, that's why it's on practice. You idiot. I got my Instagram on practice. That's why. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's how that works. So in order for this to work, I got to have the live. Nikon Z8 firmware. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure this out as we're learning this. We're all learning this together. Audience. I think I'll make it public. Let's see how this goes. Connecting to your streaming software to go live. We'll see if it works. Let me just go back up to Miggy's comment. I got this Instagram thing not working properly, but it is. It's 50 Fahrenheit here in Miami. I'm cold. Brother, you don't know the half of it right now. I2 Adventure Gas Anonymous here. I mean, like, to be fair, this is kind of my job. So, like, I still will use a variety of different gear, but, like, I'm trying to personally not, like, add more kit if I don't need to. 40 here. I think it's, like, 17 here or something. Whatever negative 20 is Celsius, make that Fahrenheit. That's basically what we're doing. But, yeah, once we get to 30, I don't see your live on IG. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to try this again later. So, for now, I think it's just YouTube, which is fine. Morning, got my ZR in yesterday. Okay, wait, Kyle, does your Nikon ZR already have the firmware updated? I think Apple probably shouldn't be too horribly marked up by the memory shortages here. Yeah. I mean, it probably will be. But okay, now that we fooled around for 10 minutes, we got about 32 people in the chat. I don't care how many people there are. I'm just gonna be walking. But I got my Nikon ZR here, and I don't have another camera angle for this firmware. But what I'm gonna do is that if you guys are using it, the little lines, press and hold, go to the gear. It's the very last one. And then you got this guy right here. Let's see if it will focus. And you just got to press on. All right, update. Do not turn the camera off during the update. Update will take several minutes. So basically, I didn't even read the notes, and I was supposed to be on the call for the Nikon ZR update, but my Nikon rep was like, "Oh, you're busy on vacation. It's not a gigantic update. We're not going to bother you." And I'm like, "Man, I got content to make when I get home. you gotta let me know these things." So, shout out to Nikon Canada. They've been great. Okay, so it does arrive with the new firmware, which is ironic because, like, technically speaking, you would have had the firmware early if you got it yesterday. Decided to pass on the ZR, just ordered the S1 too. Yeah, man, I wax and wane between the two. I mean, I didn't bring the S1 II to Ghana with me, mostly because I wasn't there long enough that I think I'd use it. And there are situations where the way I have my S1 II set up, it's like a bigger rig, and it didn't make a lot of sense. And also, if I wanted open gate, I had the Pixis with me, so I kind of hit two birds with one stone there, and it was pretty good. Also, I'm very curious because I just posted my, if you guys haven't seen it, I posted a GFX 100 video from my vacation. I wonder if the algorithm gets impacted if I also have a live stream going on at the same time. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? And just like that, you try to best to make a video that's impactful, and someone's like, "Well, you have to make sure." No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. But yeah, so that's updating right now. Do you guys have Nikon ZRs in the chat? If so, have you done your update? And then we're going to talk about some of the features that there are. That's when you go to lens of the ZR. Up until a week and a half ago, the only autofocus lens I had was this Laowa 12mm lens. I have a video on it this month. In fact, I have a video on like wide angle in general, but like, yeah, obviously the lens has something to do with it. But close minimum focusing distance, great. Doesn't have distortion. It is so wide that like it vignettes when you have higher stops on your ND filter, but for the most part, for me, it's going to be more of like a vlogging content lens. Other cameras are like for production and when I'm working, so it made life easier. Remind me later to do my update. I don't have to do it today. Actually, what's everyone else's lenses for the ZR? Because I also did a video on the Mikey lenses, the 35, a 55, and an 85. Very, very solid lenses, and like disrespectfully inexpensive. Like, I think the most expensive one is $400. Autofocus, a little slower, but image quality is great, so. I tried to update but can't get it to work. Oh, that's weird. What's happening when you do that? Give you a little more info, because mine is still on the little update bar. Like right now it is. Here it is. Let me cover my face. Come on, lock in focus. I have the, yeah, there you go. Like that's mine right now. Also, you have no idea how difficult this is while you're walking at the same time. But once it updates, I'll kind of let you guys know. Huh. What up, Fox? Your camera stabilization is excellent. I do not need a treadmill. I have a 10-month-old German Shepherd. Love Nikon Z8. Love inspired by Nikon. Yes, absolutely. Oh, remember to use Nikon native glass. Well, that's too bad. I only have this as my glass, so hopefully it works. I have a 50 mil lying around somewhere, but hopefully this is sufficient. Oh, that's weird. I just put mine in the SD card. I didn't put it in any folder or anything like that, so maybe just do that. Bro, drop the Ghana video. Edmund, do you not check your home feed? The GFX 102 video, which is the first of the Ghana videos, just came out like 3 hours ago. You got to keep up with the times, bruv. Actually, no, that's a weird thing. None of you guys see? And I mean, I haven't posted in a couple weeks, so I guess it's kind of a stupid question. But I'm curious if like my videos don't show up on people's home feeds. Still rocking the old Vespa's PL mount for life. Yeah, sometimes, but the thing is, like for this guy specifically, because I have my the Samara C's, and I have a Z mount to M mount. For the ZR, I kind of liked like the smaller lenses, and a lot of them have autofocus. Ghana videos dropped. I do have a bunch of videos that are more like my regular scheduled content. That just so happens to be in Ghana, which is kind of where I want to keep things. So I have a video like my Laowa 12mm video. Competed. Turn the camera off. Okay. So it looks like it worked. Okay. So let's talk. Let's figure this out now. I like this. So right off rip, I'm gonna see if I get this to focus in. Come on, I know you want to focus on my face. I know I have it set to eye autofocus, but just like throw me a bone here. All right, there you go. So right on the screen here, if you take a look at it in the corner, my my waveform has that little red line, which is nice so I know when I'm clipping, because there's a couple shots, even when like I think I know how to expose pretty well. And even I screwed up exposure getting stuff on the ZR while I was on vacation. So having that super nice. Got the PL Mikey 30 for Prime. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I use them. I used to use the Mikeys, but I used the full frames on the what's it called? Was this a Canon C70? It was like way back when. This is when like I originally started making YouTube videos in 2021, but I made like 3 of them, and one of them was that video, and then I didn't come back till like a year later. Nice to see you, man. Your videos show up in my recommended, by the way. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. I'm gonna go watch soon. Yeah, if you guys have 12 minutes and you want to see a bunch of photos on the GFX 102, put up a new video today. Saw the new vid. Oh, thank you, man. Got notifications on, but it's 50-50. Yeah, I heard that a lot too. Like people could put on 50-50 notifications, and it doesn't work. Thanks for informants, but I have a question, please. They say you could upload 50 LUTs on the ZR. Couldn't do it. Okay. Let me see if you can. I don't have 50 LUTs to upload, but let me just see if they have 50 slots for it. Okay. So if I go to video, file name, video type, file size, picture control, HD quality. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can actually do this. Focus mode preview. Where's my little LUT button? File naming. File naming also, I feel like you can. Storage folder. It's not that. Video file naming on. So you also get the ability to use the same red workflow in naming files. I think it's in here. I think it's in this menu setting. And also, like, I'm doing this all live. I wasn't briefed on this, so I think it's in here when you're into video file naming. Shooting modes, video file type. NE. Another thing that I also heard is that before, when you're shooting in R3D NE, you couldn't shoot with automatic exposure or automatic mode, which was really dumb. But now you can. Yeah, auto. So also you got auto mode on here as well. Come on, just I have to. It's on eye autofocus, so I have to block my eyes out. So you could use auto mode in here. What do you think about Cam's stream yesterday? Well, you have to be specific. That stream is 2 hours. Saw the GFX video. Watch this after live. Okay, perfect. Do you think they'll fix H.265? Because that's my only real issue. I hope so. I don't know if they'll fix H.265 or they'll just make another codec that's better. That you don't like. It might have more data than H.265. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find this LUT thing. You can tell how often I actually use LUTs. I've honestly just been using Rec 709. LUT settings. LUT assist. Select LUT. So here's the thing with the LUT part. Is I guess you can view assist, but it doesn't really select LUT. Import LUT from cube file. It doesn't give you like a numbered list. Like mine gives me, like I should. Like mine only shows me the 2 LUTs I have loaded in. Oh, not want to be a filmmaker? Yeah, I totally understand. Like I also am on the same side as that because the title has nothing to do with output and impact. Right? Like, and I was talking to Cam about this yesterday, and we're talking about speed. ISO speed is literally taking Gen Z and Gen Alpha and single-handedly impacting how people look at an entire continent without being a filmmaker, right? So that's kind of where things are, and I think what's happening now is like content and filmmaking were never supposed to be diametrically opposing things. They're both different skill sets. They're both different things. And yeah, if you want to be in traditional film, awesome, go for it. For me personally, even the way that I'm treating my content is like not much of it changes, but I'm just not trying to make things for the filmmakers. I'm just trying to make things because I like them and I like cameras. I like traveling. I like friggin' anime. And if you're on Instagram, I've done a ton of Hollywood and anime things. And that ability to connect with an audience, entertain, and still demonstrate skill has a long-term, larger beneficial impact than trying desperately to tell people you're a filmmaker by making films and stuff like that. And you can still make films without being a filmmaker because we're watching it happen in real time. So yeah, I think what Cam's thing is basically saying is I want to leave space to be able to do all of those things. And if that makes me not a filmmaker to other filmmakers, fuck it. Like, I don't care. And I'm not arguing with arguably miserable people on the internet about titles. Because, like, again, in 2026, I can identify as a cat. And you'll put a litter box in the bathroom. But I can't call myself a filmmaker because of some arbitrary rules that got made up. So, yeah. That's my take on it. Also, any thoughts about the Condor Blue cage? Basically looks like the perfect cage. I don't have one. I think one of the things that a lot of companies are kind of struggling with right now is getting materials to build their cages out. But I don't have the prototype for the Nikon Z8 Condor Blue cage. And if Condor Blue, if Brandon, Lucas, you're watching this, you know, you got my address. Help your boy out. Both. Also, I think what I'm going to try to do is I think we need to somewhat dismantle some of the buzzwords when we're talking about cameras, like cinematic image quality. There's just different types of image. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just different types of images. I don't think there's anything that's like, this is a cinematic image quality. Some things are sharp, which some people might not think is cinematic, but like, I watched a whole movie where they shot it on like a laptop web camera. So like, I don't think the image quality makes something cinematic at all. For sure, I'm really excited to see our space chase wanting to make less. Well, here's the thing, like storytelling, like again, when we try to put labels on things is when people develop resentment for it. Like if someone's gonna call their storytelling content, nah, I, I don't care. And if making content is what has a positive net impact on society, like I Show Speed doing live streams, but now gets to like change the perspective of an entire part of a world. Call it content. I don't care. I also think we have to stop doing that. Like I also think that like, and this is kind of where me and Cam have talked about this, and it might be a thing people don't want to hear, but I think that sometimes in the creative space as professionals, we have this like almost like overinflation or overinflated sense of like importance in all the terms and all the other stuff that we call things, that we don't leave room for like, hey, whether that was an Instagram reel or a live stream, like that was a good job, right? And we'll be like, well, and we'll put things in buckets of what's real storytelling and what's content or what's a film or what's not a film. For example, like this whole weird thing about authenticity and people saying that like, well, like you're trying to link authenticity to the image quality of the thing that you're watching. I'm like, that makes no goddamn sense. Authenticity is based on what happens in here, what comes out of here. Framing and all the other shit still matters, but it was a thing for so long where framing, composition, color, trying to play yourself up to be this big introspectual person in the means of being a filmmaker, like that was inauthentic, even though a lot of people would put that under the whole guise of film, right? And I would argue a lot of the stories told in certain places, told by people that don't understand that culture, I wouldn't call authentic filmmaking, but if you play it up enough and you pull on heartstrings, it feels like that, right? So again, leave space. Actually, Lito changed my whole perspective on China. It's truly an eye-opening moment. I think it's awesome that you help local Ghanaian creators and gave them opportunities in your last video. It's pretty cool of you. Sorry. Oh no, not at all. Don't apologize at all. But like stuff like that, where like, and I think the reason why I wanted to kind of approach the GFX video like that is because I've also watched so many filmmaking creators go to Africa and leave with images of kids with flies on their faces, or they went to a safari, which I'm like, cool. There are animals in Africa. They don't run the streets in regular places. And it was just tired. And the worst part about that is that the masses would be like, yeah, that's real storytelling and authentic filmmaking. I'm like, well, did you do that, or did you just get a bunch of poverty porn and some animal photos? Like, and that's personally what my feelings were, right? Now, flip side, like, I'm not unaware. One, I don't live in Ghana. Like, I'm diaspora, so I don't necessarily think I'm going to go in there and save everything. And also being self-aware, like, I did bring an expensive camera with me, and I did get a lot of images. But the way I try to go about it was like, hey, like, when you take somebody's photo, like, learn the language and ask them. Or if you're going to utilize a place that you don't live in to make content in, at bare minimum, at least, like, when brands want to try to send you out there, hey, just say, like, don't have to hire me. Like, if Fuji's like, hey, Kofi wants you to go to Ghana and do that again, I'm like, not unless I get to hire everybody else that, like, helped make that video possible. And even more so, I think you should go to them first. So, found out how it happened. My update, I had a micro SD card before this video. Wouldn't read it. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I use mine on my CF Express Type B. Don't apologize, Mac. But yeah, I think we do have, and also, hang on, I'm going to keep this around the Nikon ZR. Does anybody know? Does anybody know how to change the standby light? Again, I didn't get a brief for this. I don't know how to do it. So I'm trying to figure out how to do everything in real time. If you guys know how to do the standby light function when things are asleep, monitor size, rotate, fine tune. I don't know where to find it. Voice memo options, camera sound, silent mode, touch controls. So if anybody knows how to do that, that'd be awesome. I need help. What's going on, Rhett? It's like what OG was saying with the philosophy of taking pictures. Kind of. It's just being respectful. But then also, like, it's not just doing that and like that isolated action of like, I'm going to Africa, let me be respectful. It's kind of like that should be part of what you do, even when it's inconvenient, which is the reason why I'm like, I'm not putting a big fence between content creator and filmmaker, because you could do those interchangeably. If Roger Deakins can have a podcast and make Instagram reels, then I don't know, Ryan Trahan can make a short film, and you don't have to worry about like labels on it. Heading to Kenya at the end of February. Bittersweet, celebrate my 30th wedding anniversary. Oh, let's go. Sorry to hear that, man. But may she rest in peace, and I hope you enjoyed Kenya. Eventually, one day, I kind of want to tour other parts of Africa. But I don't have the resources, honestly. Sorry, I didn't. This says Nikon, not Sony. I'm kidding. But hang on, has anyone... Did you brick the camera? Did you brick yours in the firmware update? We put any more Canon Z8 videos? Hit or miss? Probably not, because I don't own one. That was one I borrowed from Canon Canada. They let me borrow it for a couple days. So I don't own one to do that. So okay, hang on a second. I found one. Is power on lamp energy saver? Is this a hang on a second, focus. Is that the setting to fix the power button thing so I know if the thing is on or off? Let's see, I'm trying to like, let me walk real slow. Let me know if that's one, if that's one I need. Ooh, also, I didn't realize how nice it is to touchscreen. Okay, perfect. Wait, yes, that you bricked the camera, or yes, that was the right button? Because I'm just going through some of the settings. Honestly, it's not a gigantic update. I updated mine. Hey, thank you, man. Good to be back. I did see Philip Bloom's video on the ZR and H.265. I genuinely don't use H.265. I don't even bother. When I take out the Nikon ZR, I walk outside fully accepting that it's going to take a lot of energy, or sorry, it's going to take a lot of memory, and I just wear it. And if I want it, and it like, again, this is my job. So if I want to take a camera with less energy, memory consumption, I will. But I want to use it on the ZR, so I'm going to do it. Those travel content people got it made. A lot of them do, a lot of them don't. Like I heard, like if you are purely someone that does like a lot of travel stuff, like unless you have a lot of systems in place, like it's hard to make that sustainable. And also, like you live a life where like you have no idea what's going on, where you're gonna go next, and a lot of the things that like the benefits of being able to stay in one place, it's tough. GFX video is doing okay. I want you guys to watch it. It's a little bit of a new direction. Like it's a new style of video for sure. And as I was uploading it yesterday, I was like, oh, I don't really know if people are going to like this. So I'm glad people are. You buy the camera for Red Raw. That's what it's for. I don't think any of us would have purchased a camera without it Red Raw. Yes. And like, it's weird that we also try to isolate and remove the thing that it's known for to try to invalidate the camera. I'm like, well, it's there now. It's like the amount of people that have heard like, oh, well, if it didn't have Red Raw, you wouldn't buy it. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. If my Ford Bronco didn't have four-wheel drive and I live in Canada, probably would buy another car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all. I've always found that really interesting. Where Nikon ZR comes out, has Z Cinema written on it, tells you about the R3D, and the first thing people talk about is like, well, what if you got rid of it? And I'm like, well, you don't. The idea is you're not supposed to. This just means we need more card sponsors. Angelbird is a very, very big one. Love Angelbird. Shout out to everybody that's there. ProGrade, I've worked with a couple times as well. They're dope. Hope they'll be compressed formats for R3D any in the future. Even like one of them, man. I think what's probably going to end up happening is we'll probably get like a ProRes LT if the camera can handle it. Because I think a lot of people are asking a lot from the camera, but also want it to be small. I don't think you're going to get OpenGate. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think it's going to happen. I think you'll get a lot of other things, but I think OpenGate's one of those things where it's like, I don't think it's going to happen. Personally. And then again, I don't know, so. You have a desk mill as well? Okay, let's go, Don. I tried the whole travel content thing for like 2 months straight. It's not for the faint of heart. Had a couple of mental lapses. Yeah, I think what you got to do is, and this is what I'm like, where if you're someone that's trying to get on YouTube, and I've talked about this in my channel Discord, and if you guys want to check out the channel Discord, it's inside of the description, is being a creator now, you almost put yourself into a niche, but the way that you show up in that niche could be a bunch of different factors, right? So, example, like, everyone that's a camera YouTube channel is just a tech channel with a specialization, if you think about it. And if you want to put like the Venn diagram of like tech, your niche is cameras, and you do education content, like that's where like the filmmaking niche came from, right? But at the end of the day, like all of it kind of hinges upon using technology. So I would just call it tech channel stuff, because most things on social media revolve around people, places, and things, not necessarily concepts. Now that being the case, doing travel, if you marry travel with like another more interesting part of social media, then you can make travel content work. So like if travel content goes people, places, things, and technically travels places, but like if you're doing what Wodi Mai is doing right now, and like I mean right now he's been doing it for years, but he goes to like African governments in different places, but he also does like kind of Mr. Beast like challenge content, but it's travel, right? So there's that. Or you could do the tech side of things. Like you could do what everyone did kind of in the early days of YouTube, where everyone was still a tech channel. They just traveled while doing the tech stuff. When you mix them together, I think there's a lot of success there. I'm not going to tell you to switch your camera. So depends what your needs are. Like I'm not going to say like, hey, RAW's so worth it, get rid of one camera over the other. If you already have an S1 II, you know what it's for. And also you got ProRes RAW internal in your S1 II, so. If it's overheating for Red RAW, is it overheating with H.265? Mine's never done that, and I literally was in Africa. To be honest, I don't know how much it would be worth to Nikon updating the ZR. Everything is stuff making a ZRX, something like that. There's a couple things that get put into it that would at least like make it more complete. Like things like false color and like exposure tools. I'm like, that shouldn't be gate kept between camera bodies. Things like shooting modes, I'd be like, okay, I can understand that. So I do hope we get false color. I personally enjoyed that video, the message, and also the people profile, profiles and color grade. Excellent. Thank you. Or I think you were talking about Philip Bloom's video. The wait is over. The storm passed. Soon making video with Z8. Oh, let's go. I had to shovel out like 58 centimeters of snow last night just to get my car out, which also means like, oh, it's right there. I still have the GFX Mark II. Sorry, the GFX 102. I never brought it back to Fuji because I was snowed in, and I got to do that today after the stream. Which, how many steps am I at right now? This is going by a little bit slower than I thought it would. But I'll get to about an hour, and we'll get the day started. Morning, everyone. Got to get me a walking desk. I think everybody should. Link is in the description if you want to get the same walking pad I do, and this microphone. It's a Mount PD200W. It's wireless. It's charging now, but like it is wireless. If you want to get any of those and anything else, help me with affiliate links because I may take on less sponsors this year. And yeah, your boy needs to financially keep this channel afloat or we'll just not get content from me anymore. So I'm also joking. Agreed. I feel like it's deeper wave of YouTubers in space, blending interests and making new niches. Yeah, like I think what's going to end up happening is that niches will still exist. But even like with AI and everything coming out and AI doing its thing and people making content, I think it's going to be more important about the people that are saying the thing versus the thing being said. Because you can't really, I can't, like, I mean, to my knowledge, I can't use Sora to make a whole person, like in real life. I can't make a real person using AI, right? And everyone's saying the same thing, so it becomes, well, who's aggregated the most amount of hits, or who's aggregated the most amount of like things to connect with the audience with, and then it'll be more important when they say things. And that's also what happens, like, look at embargo videos, right? Every time there's an embargo video, not everybody does well, because it becomes, when everyone says the same thing, it's, well, who do I like the most to say that thing? Goalposts on the ZR though, yes, would love that. I live in Texas, it's icy, not a snow. Oh yeah, no, we got snow. My snow is like up to my waist. False color is the goat. Click like on the video and Cam will grow an inch. You might have to click, you might have to hit a lot of likes on that video to get Cam to grow. When I get paid Friday, Mike is coming home with me. Let's go. Just make sure you use that affiliate link, please. I'm kidding. What's your hottest take for YouTube 2026? We all got to figure out how to adapt to the world, because crying about it's not going to change it. And historically, crying about one situation's never changed anything. It's an unfortunate reality, and it probably is going to make people angry. But if we are going to make things work, we have to kind of take stock into the situation that we're in a variety of ways, and figure out how to overcome it, instead of fighting each other on what we should be doing, because that's kind of what the people that have all the money and power want us to do, is focus more on infighting than actually solving problems. Hey, we recorded a video yesterday. I used a DJI mic for sound recording. The sound seems fine on quick view mode, but once I open DaVinci Resolve, it sounds really low. What do you think? Either one of the levels on the microphone or on DaVinci Resolve might be off. Oh, thank you, man. I want to do a little bit more, and I think maybe, hopefully, I get the GFX 100 Mark II again for a documentary project next month. No, March. Just to capture some landscapes, and I want to see if I get more video out of the GFX 100, just to see what that's like. Hang on a second. I'm getting about an hour of HShot 265 in Australia in ZR. They don't make cameras for Australia. They don't make animals for Australia. Like, at least they don't make it for Australians. So I get that. Like, I feel like Australia is kind of a misnomer when we're talking about thermals and cameras. I mean, like, the populations are about the size of Canada, so I feel like people are like, eh. But honestly, like, I was shooting a ton. I got about 3 terabytes of footage while I was in Ghana, and I didn't have an overheating warning once. Great, that treadmill isn't expensive. Add it to my cart. I know I've said it a bunch. Thank you, man. No, nerd affiliated. That was there's a couple of videos that I think at the end of the year I'm going to be proud of, even if they're like camera gear, but that was fun. Australia, the only place where everything is trying to unalive you. Absolutely correct. Everything in Australia is going out of their way to put you on a t-shirt. Okay, guys, I thought I could do 2 hours of cardio every single day. Not even from a energetic perspective, but a time perspective, spending 2 hours a day and then going to go and lift, and also running a YouTube channel, kind of tough. I don't know. I've never tried it before. Anyone tried using the ZR with internal records? Because if we could have extra features. No, I haven't tried it. But also, like, I don't know, this, like, it's my little baddie. Like, it doesn't have open gate, which is fine. I could live with not having open gate if I have a camera that has open gate in my bag. But for the times where I'm like, oh, this is gonna be 16 by 9. Like, I know the deliverable. That's what I like it for. I am on the hunt to have more LUTs for the ZR though, because I built my own. And if you guys want the link to test out the LUT and the power grade, you can only do it while you're in the Discord. The Discord's in the description. So if you want to do that, you can. But if you guys want to check that out, you got to be in the Discord. I'm only going to give it away to people in the Discord just to test it, see what I can do with it, because I want to make a very simple power grade for the Nikon ZR. But on that same note, the LUT works in DaVinci Resolve, but for some reason when I loaded my camera, it looks god awful, and I don't know how to fix that. Also, if you watch Gachi Yakuta, of course I've watched Gachi Yakuta. Are you crazy? I'm trying to figure out if there's a parallel between Gachi Yakuta and Hollywood. Right now on Instagram, I'm doing a Instagram reel series about like Hollywood borrowing from anime and vice versa. I just can't find one for Gachi Yakuta. But I will say, for Black History Month, Gachi Yakuta is one of the blackest animes. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it. It is one of the blackest animes. I will say, like, Afro Samurai is probably the most, like, Afro Samurai, Yasuke, those are pretty good. But I think in terms of, like, what's come out recently, great show. Recommend Summer Ghost. So I am on the last 12 minutes of the latest episode of Gachi Yakuta, like the season finale. I am caught up on Fire Force. I'm currently watching Fire Force. My girlfriend and I am watching Free Ren at Journey's End. I just started from season 2. Like, I got pretty far past it, and I was like, okay, I'll start over. But those are what I'm watching now. Perfect Blue, Paprika. Yeah, no, there's bigger connections between Hollywood and anime. Like, those are easy ones. Like, I could always say, like, Paprika is basically Inception. But there's ones like the Batman is the voice actor of the Studio Ghibli Boy and the Heron. Robert Pattinson is the Heron. And if you hear the voice acting of the Heron, you're like, that's not a person. But it's Robert Pattinson. And speaking of the other Batman, like, Christian Bale is the voice of Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. Do you think it's possible to make a video on how to make your own power grades? Yeah, sure, I could. I think that might actually be a live stream. I think what I'm gonna do this year, and especially like members only content, and stuff that I want to make that like is easier, but maybe doesn't do algorithmically as good. I might make members only videos or Discord content. But honestly, getting a power grade is as easy as you have your node tree and you just save it. Yes, Freerun is a lot because like what I like about Freerun, I'm trying to think what else is an anime that like takes regular tropes, spins it on its head, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. But what I like about Freerun is that it's like what happens after the adventure, and then you're like, oh shit, like, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it, but like, yeah, I guess people die, and like people die from old age, and people complete their journeys, and like, not in a way where it's like glory and blood and stuff. They just, you know, they just keel over, and you got to figure out what to do going forward. So, new anime or retro anime, all anime. I'm not gonna do to anime what people in the West do with film, and we try to put things into subcategories. All anime is good anime. Some of it's traumatic, like Berserk is traumatic, but all anime is good anime. Oh, I totally forgot that there's a season 2 of Blue Eye Samurai. And I think that's coming out like reasonably soon. Treadmill streams are lit. Yes, and I do have like 10 minutes left. I do have to do some driving because I got to drop off this GFX 102 back to Fuji. And speaking of which, the Ghana videos are going to just start early. I was going to actually save the GFX video for February 1st because it was Black History Month, and I'm like, oh cool, all the content I have from Africa, Black History Month, makes sense. But I got too excited. So next videos are I got the DJI Action 6. I have a video on that because I don't really talk about action cameras like this. Like, I use the GFX 100 a lot. I use this guy. Let's see if it blocks my face. Like, I use this guy quite a lot. Didn't focus, don't care. I used the Action 6, I think, more than every other camera I had combined. Got a lot of footage, and I just want to talk about it and try to, like, I want to experiment with making more photography-based videos and having that kind of storytelling, but B, the Action 6 is more like fun. Like, there's no like, this is cinematic. It's like, nah, man, like, I went to Ghana. We drank a frig ton. I crashed an ATV, busted my elbow. Did a whole bunch of other stuff. Did I watch Edge Runners? Did you watch Edge Runners? Giancarlo Esposito is an amazing voice actor, and I don't want him to ever be replaced. What non-anime nerd stuff? Oh, I'm a big MCU nerd too. I'm a little sad with how the MCU is right now, but big MCU nerd. Trigun's good. Trigun being at the top, I mean, it's not on Mount Rushmore, but it's good. Yeah, Neon Genesis fucks until the end. I did. It was amazing. Perfect. I used to go ultra daily compared to my other cameras. Yeah, it's just easy to put a fanny pack. New DC stuff. I don't have much thoughts until it comes out. Like, I'm gonna give DC a chance because I didn't think I was gonna like Superman. Ended up thinking it was just funny. It was like a funny movie. Like, it wasn't like the traditional like dark, brooding version of the DCU. And I'm like, well, guys, we get it. The DCU's dark. We don't care anymore. So I like that take on it. So I'm gonna let Lanterns kind of do its thing. Also, if anyone watches Invincible, that comes out soon too. Which yeah, that is true. It is very important to specify which Trigun because I think there's a new one. Sorry, the beginning of Evangelion. I'm thinking, not the end. Ooh, the original Voltron of the '80s does qualify. They made a new one, and I have it's actually pretty good. It was actually not bad. I was gonna say I have mixed feelings about it because everyone's like, "Oh no, it went woke," and I'm like, "Bro, it was a good show. It was a good fucking show." Now, what I didn't like is how Legend of Korra went out because I'm like, you could have established relationships earlier on in the season and not in the last 15 seconds. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. End of Evangelion was my favorite anime series ever. I'm gonna say Cowboy Bebop goes down for me. Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo. Realistically, if Samurai Champloo didn't have the cultural motion it did, a lot of us wouldn't put lo-fi hip-hop in our YouTube videos. Like Voltron Lion Force, continuation of the original. Was that the one that was one on Netflix, right? I know Netflix did one, and it was decent. Like, it was mad decent. It wasn't like amazing, but it was decent. FMA Brotherhood, yes. I could Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has a ton of rewatch value. Dragon Ball Z is goated. Also, we all know that Super's back, and it's coming. Like, I think they start doing, I guess, like the remake at the end of this year, which also makes a lot of sense because a lot of the stuff that happened in Super the anime beforehand had nothing to do with the manga, and then it wouldn't tie if we kept going the way of the current anime. The new season with the manga stuff wouldn't make sense. Samurai Champloo, Thundercats, Ronin Warriors, and of course Dragon Ball Z. Samurai Champloo. I'm telling you, there's certain anime that are cultural movers in the space depending on the year. Samurai Champloo is absolutely at the top. Rest in peace, Nujabes, who is one of the greatest artists in lo-fi. Sadly, Hunter, man. Has Hunter come back? Like, I keep hearing that we're gonna bring back Hunter, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then they don't do it. It's like Kingdom Hearts 4. Did you see One Punch Man season 3? Nope. I'm not watching Kingdom Hearts I'm not watching One Punch Man season 3 the same way the latest season of Blue Lock made me upset. Samurai Jack season 3. Samurai Jack was dope too. I read Berserk, but I watched it first, and I'm like, eh. That was a lot. Have I used the A7C2? I still have the A7C2. It's been in a Pelican case in my storage unit for the last 6 months, if I'm being honest. Go with Naruto. I need them to adapt Boruto to Blue Vortex. Not the original Boruto, to Blue Vortex. Maybe the LUT isn't using the same log profile the ZR expects. It might be that. Because I grade things from, I do convert things from R3D to Ari Log C, but it works on my, like when I do it on my S1 II, it works. Dad asked time I shampoo my old Raymond putting me on that show in the first. Yes. If you have not watched anime and you're like, oh, like what are the best parts of it? And like from a chill perspective, Samurai Champloo. He's like the Eglinton LRT. Only those in Toronto know what he means. Shiki no Yuta, Sons of a Battle Cry. I think I have albums from Nujibiz either on Spotify or on my computer. Are we gonna start doing anime content on the channel? It might be a vibe. I might do it only as like a shorts only. And like maybe once a month, I'll do like a filmmaking anime kind of like roundup. I think that'd be kind of fun just to experiment with. But so far I have like 6 Hollywood versus anime reels out right now, which is enough to post every day for a week. So I maybe just put them as shorts and see how it goes. The reason why you're not going to get a good Berserk anime is because the movies ended with an essay scene that lasted 15 minutes. I don't want to see more Berserk. That shit was wild. And the thing is, it was such a one. Like, if you ever see the Berserk movies, watch every part of that movie right up until like the last 30 minutes. Like when you get like, and you'll know, like the second Griffin transforms, just turn off the movie. Because you're just going to be traumatized. And I'm like, cool, I never want to see that again. I don't want to see that in an anime. I don't ever want to see that in television. There's so much of that I never want to see again. And that's where I'm like, you know what? If Berserk just stayed as a sending manga, dope. Leave that thing off my TV. I'm sorry. Not even because it's bad. I'm just like, nah, I can't deal with that kind of trauma again. I'm saying the LRT is dropping February 8th. Do you believe it? You know? We just got... what, 3 feet of snow like 2 days ago? You think they're gonna still drop that in next week or in 2 weeks? Absolutely not. Also, they already prove that like going for a run will get you across Toronto faster than the LRT train? Oh, I don't answer DMs, and I'm realizing that now, and I'm very sorry if anyone sent me one. I'm on Instagram on desktop, and I'm like, oh, shoot. I've been ignoring people, and I feel really bad. Sometimes it's overwhelming. But I will take some time to do that. In fact, you know what? Are we up on an hour? Yeah, we're almost up on an hour. What about Black Clover? I haven't seen Black Clover. I've heard good things, though. In about 3 minutes. I'll go in about 2 minutes. That's a solid hour. I'm not going to get overzealous and think I could do 2 hours of cardio every day. I'd love to, though. But your boy has a job to do. It's 11 in Chicago right now. That's up from the weekend. Yeah, right now, I think we got down to negative. Like, the worst I think we got to was negative 30 over the weekend. Yes, I heard about that with Black Clover. I feel the same way about Blue Lock. Like, Blue Lock was nuts. And then they did the same thing One Punch Man did, and I was like, I'm kind of not interested in this anymore. You know what? Maybe I could just gonna walk step by step. We're at kind of the tail end of the live stream because we are about an hour in. I promise that the treadmill stream isn't the only stream we're going to be doing. And also, I know that it wasn't an hour of me updating the Nikon ZR because it didn't need an hour. Effectively, some of the tools are nice. I do like they put the new line on there. The LUT part didn't need 50, but I'll take it. And some of the other stuff were like time code. It's hard to demonstrate because I don't have the stuff needed to do it. So I might make a video on it. But realistically, this was just a way for me to talk a bunch of shit. And not really talk shit, but just yap while I walk. Did you get the treadmill raising incline? You can. You could like set it manually on the bottom. It's on like a very low incline. Mostly because I have very bad ankle issues from years of playing football with low cut cleats. Yes. I would argue Blue Lock is worse than One Punch. Actually, no, hang on, Andre. Certain episodes of Blue Lock are worse. because they saved their whole budget for like, I think it was like the season finale where like that's where they're like, oh, that's where all the money went. That makes sense. So that being said, this is an hour of my cardio. This is more selfish for me than it is for you guys. But if you guys haven't, update your Nikon ZR. Overall, I think my thoughts on it, I'm like, it's a meh update. Didn't update a lot, but for 3 months being out, not a giant deal. If you guys want to check out the Discord's in the description down below. And as well as you want to check out anything from like the microphone or like the treadmill and stuff, that helps the channel a lot. I know a lot of people get, if we're going to be real here, a lot of people get upset about these AI sponsorships. And the only way to keep creators away from them is just support in other ways. And hopefully at little to no cost to yourselves. But Macross Plus is a crazy multiversal pull of an anime, because that is very classic. But that being said, I might be on stream with Talbot today. I got to do a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to try training today because I could do this with my elbow now after falling off an ATV. And you'll hear about that story on Sunday, my Action 6 video. Deuces, guys.